Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome back to our online classes. So how are you today? And also welcome to our first day of our online learning aspect on Monday, right? So today is Monday, that it is April 4th, 2020. And today we are going to continue our lessons which we have learned since last week on the next page. So I hope that everybody have the book all together and we are going to move on through the books all together. Okay, so today we are going to continue our lessons is our environment. But before we move on to our lessons, I would like you to pay attention to the right side of my hand. So on the right side of my hand, you are going to see the word review. So in review, we are going to learn about what we have learned vocabulary in our unit 1. Which will be on the last page or the previous week or the last week and the one more last week. So now let's go on with me everyone. So the first one is traffic jam. What does it mean traffic jam? Alright, traffic jam is what? Talking about a long line of vehicle on the way that you are not able to move. You will be stuck inside. So this is called traffic jam. Endangered animals. Endangered animal refer to the animal that will be disappear as soon as it is. Okay. Litter focusing about the trash. Okay, that it is along the way, like the bottle, the plastic. You eat something, you drink, and then you throw it on the way. This we call litter. Pollution. Pollution means that to causing something to be dirty. And likely you cause your room to be dirty, like you are throwing everything on in your room. This we call pollution, right? Green areas. So green areas focusing about the area that covered by the grass. Okay, the area that covered by the grass. Clean air. Clean air focus about the air that is fresh. Okay, that cause you to be relaxed, your brain. Garbage cans. Garbage cans is the cans or the container that you are going to keep, okay, on the way in order to let the people to put the trash inside or to put the litter inside. Take public transportation. We can say that to take public buses. And likely in our country, we have many public buses. So if you want to take public buses or take public transportation, you can go to the parking area of the public transportation parking. There will be a showing of, or there will be a way that you are going to take public transportation. Ride bikes. Ride bikes refer to what? Refer to your doing exercise by using the bicycle. Recycle. Recycle here, it means that recover what you have already got. Okay, it means that you recover the plastic to be the other things else. Pick up litter. Pick up litter is likely your activity that you are doing in order to make your environment to be clean. You take up the trash. Okay. Write a letter. Write a letter, you are going to use a book and a paper and use a pen to write down. Plant trees means that you are going to plant more trees in order to keep your environment to be green areas. Start a campaign. Start a campaign, it means you want to against some activity. Likely, I want to against the people activity not throwing the litter or not making the pollution to the environment. So I will make a campaign. Okay, to against. Likely, I am announced to. I am announced to the newspaper, I am asking to the ministry, so there will be an action that is going to cause you that you are going to start a campaign to stop litter and pollution. Okay, alright, so this word you can have a check more at home because we have to learn already about all the definition of the words. Don't forget that this word, you are going to get this in order to create a sentence of with too much, too many, and not enough. Okay? The more practice, the more ability you get. Okay. So don't waste the time. We are going to move on forward with our lessons that we are going to study about Unit 1, our environment, that we continue from page 16 to page 17. However, our objective today, we are going to know about more clearly about environment, likely endangered about animal in the environment. Okay, how? And does it existing or does it exist or not? Okay. So section A, listen and read helping endangered animals, and track 14. Everybody, are you ready to have a listening? Okay. All right. So let's start your listening.
A. Listen and read. Helping endangered species. There are millions of animal and plant species that live all over the world. A species is a group of animals or plants that can breed with each other. Some species have large populations, but other species are in trouble. Species with small populations are endangered because they could become extinct. Being extinct means they no longer exist on Earth. Endangered animals are those that scientists think are at risk of disappearing. There are thousands of endangered species. The Worldwide Fund for Nature is an organization that works to protect the environment. It says that certain types of elephants, gorillas, monkeys, rhinos, tigers, and whales are endangered. There are many reasons why some animals are endangered. Climates can change, and that can affect the places that animals live. Also, humans are destroying animals' homes to make way for buildings. Pollution and hunting can cause animals to be endangered too. What can we do to help endangered animals? We can do a lot of things. Experts think one thing everyone could do is to teach our family and friends about endangered animals. If people know about the problem, they will be more likely to help. We could also write letters to our local newspapers or politicians. We could pick up litter when we see it and turn off lights when we leave a room. And if we recycle, there will be less litter, and we won't need to take as many new resources such as trees or oil from nature. What are some things you could do to save our environment and prevent animals from becoming endangered?
Okay, so after you listen, finish, I am going to read for you once. Then you are going to read for me again. Okay? In order to check with your pronunciation, in order to check with your intonation of the sentences. So let's listen to me. I am going to read it for you one more time. Helping endangered species. There are millions of animals and plant species that live all over the world. A species is a group of animals or plants that can breed with each other. Some species have large populations, but other species are in trouble. Species with small populations are endangered because they could become extinct. Being extinct means that no longer exist on Earth. Endangered animals are those that scientists think are at risk of disappearing. There are thousands of endangered species. The Worldwide Fund for Nature is an organization that works to protect the environment. It says that certain types of elephants, gorillas, monkeys, rhinos, tigers, and whales are endangered. So the question is, what is the Worldwide Fund for Nature? There are many reasons why some animals are endangered. Climate can change, and that can affect the places that animals live. Also, humans are destroying animals' homes to make way for buildings. Pollution and hunting can cause animals to be endangered too. The question is, how do humans affect animals' lives? What can we do to help endangered animals? We can do a lot of things. Experts think one thing everyone could do is to teach our family and friends about endangered animals. If people know about the problem, they will be more likely to help. We could also write letters to our local newspapers or politicians. We could pick up litter when we see it and turn off lights when we leave a room. And if we recycle, there will be less litter. And we won't need to take as many new resources such as trees or oil from nature. So the next question is, what are 3 ways people could help? Okay, alright, so before we are going to move to the answer of the question which exists in each paragraph of endangered animals or endangered species, so everybody, let's look at the board together, or let's read it again and find the difficult word. Okay, so right now in our vocabulary words, I'm going to give 5 vocabulary words more. Okay, about those vocabulary is extinct. Extinct and function as an adjective, no longer existence. Species, noun, animals or plants with genus. You know genus? Genus is like the mouse. Okay, that it can imitate the mouse like the gorillas. They will call a kind of genus. Hunt, verb, to chase for catching or killing. Breed, to produce the young one. It mean likely you make a baby. Resources, noun, something that can be used to help to achieve goal. Okay, so here resources, it means that you learn, but you need to get a resource to know clearly about your topics, about your lesson. Okay, so in here, likely you study about present simple, so you will get resource from YouTube or you can get resource from Google. Okay, so right now let's move to section B all together, and we are going to read the questions, underline the correct answers. So the question, we have 3 questions I have seen in the book. The first question is, what is the worldwide fund for nature? The second one is, how do humans affect animals' lives? The third one is, what are 3 ways people could help? Okay, so there are 3 questions. So right now, let's move to question number 1. What is the worldwide fund for nature? Right, the worldwide fund for nature is what? An organization that works. Okay, we can say W. Okay, World Wide Fund for Nature is an organization that works that works to help to protect the environment. Okay, so this is called Worldwide Fund for Nature. The second question is how do humans affect animals' lives? How do they affect it? Okay, so human can affect your animal's life. I mean that they are going to make pollution. Okay, and one more thing is that the human affect you to animals' life by hunting. And what is one more? By hunting and pollution. Okay, so this is because of the human that are taking the trash or throwing the trash everywhere, like in the water, like everywhere they want to throw, it will cause the animal to be endangered. Okay. The last one, what are 3 ways people could help? What are 3 ways? So the first one is, if people know about the family, know the problems, they will be more likely to help. So we could what? The first one we could write a letter to politician. How about the second one? What can he do? Pick up litter. Pick up the litter, okay? And the last one, what could we do? We can recycle. So you recycle, and then you pay to take the plastic, you take the bottle to recycle, to use as anything else. And like the bottle can be recycled as we can say to keep the flower to grow up the flower as well. So this is called recycle. Okay. All right. So everybody in section C, you are going to read all the text again. And after reading, you are going to discuss the questions. So this question, they are going to ask you that, what are some things you could do to save our environment and prevent animals from becoming endangered? Okay. So in this question, I am going to give you write me as a paragraph about what could you do if you want to save our environment. Okay. All right. So don't forget to study more at home, and we are going to see each other tomorrow with our new lessons or our new unit or our new page that we continue from our lessons. So today, everybody, goodbye. Thank you. See you tomorrow.